Welcome back to Open Line. Talking about fair housing in Tennessee, barriers to renting a house or barriers to getting a mortgage. Fair housing in Tennessee. Have with us Tennessee Housing Development Agency, the Director of Civil Rights Compliance, Donna Duarte. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Dorothy. Dorothy.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Okay, I had called a while ago about the Section 8, and it said about disability. I have a disability, my son have a disability, but I know some that has applied for it and has gotten it since I have. Of course, they're younger. They have been approved for one in Gallatin and then now back in Davidson County, and I don't understand it.
So you have a disability, your son has a disability.
Yes,
And you've applied more than
home
once.
disability.
You've applied more than once.
Yeah, I've been turned down. I called a few minutes ago. I've been turned down since 2013.
You've been turned down ever since 2013. And you know other people that have gotten it.
Yes, I sure do.
All right. Well, what about that?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, there's not enough federal dollars to support rental assistance in our state. And other states also. The main way THDA is able to help with the production of rental housing is through the Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program. That program is the largest driver of affordable housing in our state and many other states. It serves people at the lower income ranges, not absolutely the lowest ones. And we probably bring online or help bring online each year through that tax credit 20 to 25 different properties throughout the state. But 20 to 25 properties throughout the state still isn't a lot. I mean, it's a big state and it's not targeted to particular areas, although I would think that most of the larger metropolitan areas get new properties each year, but there's no target to specific areas.
Do you have any advice for somebody like Dorothy who's tried over and over, and she says she even has a disability, and yet she's still not getting in?
She's been trying since 2013, and as I said, wait lists for Section 8 are fairly long. And I would encourage her to use tnhousingsearch.org to see if she can find some housing that she can afford.
Without Section 8.
Without Section 8.
And that's just the way it is right now. The reason she's seeing other people, maybe they live in a county where there wasn't as long a waiting list or something like that. Now here's what you're talking about, TennesseeHousingSearch.org.
Right.
But that is not Section 8. That is just landlords saying, I have an opening, and potential tenants looking at, okay, this might work for me.
It's a free housing locator, both for tenants looking for housing and for landlords listing on housing. So the more that we go out, THDA employees and others, and talk about TN Housing Search in cities and towns, we are able to gather landlords who list on the service.
But there's no requirement of landlords that they have to have a discount or something?
No, not at all. It's the market drives everything.
All right, let's go to Lucy. Hello, Lucy.
Hello.
It's great to hear from you.
Thank you. Ma'am, I've got a question and then I've got a comment. My interest is low-income housing. I keep hearing low-income and affordable housing, the terms interchanged. And what I see as a problem in Nashville and probably Memphis and Knoxville, where all the medical facilities are and whatnot, is low-income. Can you answer me this question? Disabled people, do you know what percentage of them have a low income or considered low income?
I don't know exactly what percentage it is, but it's probably fairly high.
Okay, and this is what I'm thinking. Okay, and here's my statement. you've got a problem with low-income housing, but every time somebody can't pay their taxes in Davidson County, it goes to the tax list, to be sold on courthouse steps, because the city has a tax lien on it, and technically they own it. So somebody with a lot of bucks in their pocket can go down there and buy these properties and start flipping them. They can own a whole block if they wanted to. I've seen that. Why doesn't the city or the counties like Davidson County, where there's an issue, these larger counties, quit putting those properties up to sell for profit and start housing these disabled veterans who all we keep saying is thank you for your service. Oh, by the way, go live in the boonies where there's no veteran accommodation or whatnot, and if you're disabled, go live in the boonies where there's not real good medical facilities, and then cart your way into Nashville or some larger city for that. It just doesn't make sense to me why they don't come up with another plan. It just seems like we keep saying this, we keep funding this, but we're not looking at a chance where we can stop the greed horse at the gate and save our most vulnerable citizens. And some of these people were hurt on the job. A lot of homeless people I've seen were hurt on the job. We've got veterans that, are having issues because they live too far away to get help, and they give up on the whole shooting match. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just wondering. So
All right, Lucy. Let's talk about that. Thank you, Lucy.
I just think we make too much money off of our housing. Let me give you an example. We'll put an 80-year-old lady out of her house, sell her house on a $1,500 tax bill, when we could go ahead and just rent that on Section 8 back to her if she can't pay her house, her taxes or whatnot. She's starting to get in need. There's a hole here. There's a hole here somewhere, and somebody's not filling it. That's all I want to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lucy. That issue is a big issue, especially here in Davidson County, where people can't or don't pay their property taxes, and what she's talking about. Then they're sold. What you're seeing is some of the older people, especially, their property taxes are rising. They're not paying them. They aren't able to, or they're just not, or whatever. And then those houses can be taken away, as Lucy was just saying. Is there something to do there?
There could be something that
I just dropped my pen. Go right
there could
ahead.
be something that could be done. I'm not that familiar with how Davidson County handles their tax situation when people don't pay their property taxes, what gets to that point. But I certainly understand when someone loses their home, then they've got no place to go, especially when they're a senior. There's not enough affordable housing in Davidson County, or even in the surrounding counties, that would, help someone in this situation. But again, I would redirect Lucy and anybody she's trying to help, if they're unable to find some sort of assistance, federal rental assistance or any type of assistance, to look at tnhousingsearch.org and see if they can find housing in that same neighborhood or near where their previous home was, to stay in the community where they're most comfortable.
Let's go to Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
Go right ahead.
Hi. My comment is, I've been in several different cities that are doing what Nashville is doing now. And a lot of that is gentrification and rebuilding neighborhoods. And I think a lot of people don't understand the issue of a city trying to operate and be productive and progressive. The issue is that if you're a tenant, you don't pay any property taxes, you don't contribute to the tax dollars that are generated to maintain the area that you live in. So what happens is that a city is pretty much forced to provide properties to homeowners, because that property tax that homeowners pay is redirected into the city coffers, and that's what
pays for your streets to have lights. It pays for your streets to be paved. It pays for any improvements that you really want to have. And so a lot of times people just look at it like they're taking over our city and they're providing property for people to own. But I also think that a lot of times people feel isolated because they don't understand that there are a lot of programs for you, even at a low income, to be a homeowner. And as a homeowner, you have rights that are beyond being a renter. I mean, you have habitat.
So you're saying go out and be a homeowner? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying that there are a lot of programs for low-income people to become a homeowner.
Okay.
You might be paying, because we all know Nashville is horrible when it comes to affordable housing. I looked for housing for almost a year beyond, something that would fit within my income range, and it took me almost a year to find something that was within my income. But when you look at the programs that are available for someone to become a homeowner, there are very many programs out there.
All right, well, let's talk about that. All right, do you agree with that? That there are a lot of programs out there to help people buy, that maybe they would be better off than renting?
THDA has several mortgage programs that are designed for low-income Tennesseans.
Are there waiting lists, or is it accessible to people right now?
As long as you can qualify, meet the qualifications for the housing, for the mortgage, THDA can assist by providing a low interest mortgage to you. And we have some programs that also offer down payment assistance. If you are interested in purchasing a home, though, I would suggest that you do counseling, homeowner counseling that we also offer, that would help you prepare yourself for what it takes to be a homeowner, which is more than just qualifying for a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
But we do offer several mortgage programs, and I would encourage anyone who's interested to call us at 615-815-2200 and ask to speak with someone in our single family area, and they can help them.
Let's go to Rich. Hello, Rich.
Good morning, or
Hello.
good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I've been in the public housing. I've been a disabled person. My question is about this massive funding cut of like $12 billion coming out that they've signed into law to cut. Will this affect the housing, or would people lose their benefits, or will they have to cut the housing for eligible people?
Now, I don't know about the massive cut. What are you referring to?
The budget cut that goes in, the one goes into effect in a month or two, and it's huge cutbacks in the funding, like $12 billion overall. They've been cutting back in the funding for housing for years. It's getting really epidemic, but I understand that there's some other many billions of dollars to be cut from all social programs.
This could be part of the austerity measures. What are there some major budget cuts coming that are looming, and are there some? What impact have we seen over the last few years of these cuts?
We have seen cuts, especially in our Housing Choice Voucher program. Each year they whittle away at that. And another production program that we have called the Home Program that provides grants to local governments, nonprofits, and housing development organizations, has seen cuts over the years. So, but that's, I'm not aware of the
You're not aware of a looming massive cut.
I'm not aware of that.
And you hear about so much, so I think that's important to tell people. There's not some looming cut that's going to come, and if you're on a disability, that's going to take that away, at least not imminent.
Not that
you're aware of.
Not that I'm aware of.
All right,
None.
good. Why don't we take a break? And if you want to call, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. Take a break. Be back right after this.